Smith apparently has secured testimony from eyewitnesses that Trump personally sicked the rioters on Pence when he wouldn't go along with the conspiracy. Now, this filing, dropped just a month from the election, will invite a re-examination of January 6th and will serve, I believe, as a reminder that Trump is capable of anything if his self-interests are threatened. Here's Stephanie.
Even with, as you noted, the Supreme Court requiring Jack Smith to truncate his proof to only use witnesses who are private witnesses or people in public office but acting in a private capacity as a candidate, even with that limitation that you can't use any evidence from people who are acting in an official capacity at the White House or elsewhere. This is sort of body blow after body blow with really shocking evidence. I am old enough to remember Watergate, which was a scandal about cheating and trying to find out what it is that your opponent knew through illegal means and covering that up. This is so much worse. It lays out an effort to undermine and thwart the votes of millions and millions of people just to stay in office. And the evidence is coming from Donald Trump's own people, his own lawyers, his own campaign staff, and most notably, his own vice president, who had every incentive to want to win that election, but decided to act out of principle and follow the rule of law. So this is a read that is so graphic, so devastating, and so dispiriting.
We have to vote. I mean, he and, brilliant lawyers like all of y'all are going to do, what you have to do. But I mean, we just have to vote, because I think it is terrifying, the new and different ways they're coming up with to try and F with this election.
Yeah, I mean, look at. Well, first of all, I say we have to vote no matter who you want to vote for. Vote, right? I mean, that is a fundamental pillar of our democracy. We at the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights don't tell people who to vote for. We will talk about what to vote about. So we will talk about whether you want somebody who's going to protect your freedoms, you want somebody who's going to understand your civil rights, like the right to decide who you are, who you love, when you start a family, and whether you get to decide who leads us. Like, that's what you should be voting for. And you make the decision who you think is going to do that. But I will tell you this, the shenanigans that are going on to prevent particularly people of color from voting. I mean, in Texas, you have an attorney general who literally is going after elderly women working in nonprofits, just trying to help people understand where and how to vote, using criminal laws to do that. They're doing the same thing with abortion. Yeah. They're literally criminalizing people trying to take care of their health care or help their communities know where to vote and how to vote. It is exactly why we have to just keep showing up, because it is also voting down ballot. One of the important things about this election is getting more people to pose, reminding folks, don't stop it, President.
Yeah. Keep
on going down your ballot, because these are the same people who are trying to take away your rights in states and in local government.
You threaded about, Nebraska, thank God. We had found one lone principled Republican that stopped that. But you said the playbook, when you can't win by playing by the rules, you lie about your reliable elections, you try to divide to conquer, and then you fight to make the rules work for you. Vote for the future, not the division. And just further, you said creating problems where there are none. Experts point out hand-counting ballots has more errors than computer tabulation, why we need freedom to vote in the John Lewis Voting Rights Act for free and fair elections. They're clearly doing it to slow everything down, to scream fraud, to see if they can get this thrown into the House or to the Supreme Court, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're literally laying a foundation to try to make an argument to prevent certification of elections at state level, right, before anything gets to the federal level this time. So that's not a January 6th. That's a November 5th. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this is being prepared, but part of being prepared really is many voters showing up as possible. And we're talking about voters, we're talking about citizens, we're talking about people lawfully allowed to vote, which is exactly why they're trying so hard to make sure people don't.
Yeah. This is
They're
why
not trying to make sure people who can't vote don't vote. They're trying to make sure people who can vote don't vote.
Yeah. This is why it is so important that we have Remember You Are a Wiley. Your new book is out. I fell in love with you, as All America did, on MSNBC when you were, I can't even remember who you were so kind to. One of the Trump crooks.
Sam Nunberg.
Sam Nunberg, who was saying, I'm going to defy the subpoena. What do you think? And he turns to you and you're like, I don't think you want to do that. I think you want to be home with your family at Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
But I just love that he was turning to an MSNBC pundit for legal advice.
Right.
Help me.
Even more astounding, Sam Nunberg is someone who would drop the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
He is someone who worked for Roger Stone, who, as we know, Roger Stone also has saddled up right up to white supremacists and neo-Nazi and other extremists. And before I went on, and I'm saying this because of the book, because of Remember You Are a Wiley, because I was so angry and I knew this and I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm going to have to be on with this guy who I know, who has documentedly called black people by the worst racial slurs, out loud and proud about it. And here I am about to go on set with him, and I was really prepared to eviscerate him.
Wow.
I mean, I was coming on, and I was coming on with, I just say that because, but then this is like all things. And my cat now wants to come on the show. So you
please.
Yes.
Please.
She's already got an opinion she's trying to share.
We are lousy with childless cat ladies around here.
Yes,
Please.
we are.
I got three. So but when it became, so clear, Ari is also a very gracious person and really set the tone and asked him how he was. And it was clear he was not okay, right? He was clear he was not okay. And it is hard to be okay when you're frightened by the criminal justice system. It's hard for anybody to be okay.
Yeah.
It just became something where those lessons of my parents, which is you don't have to accept the ugly, you don't have to accept the hate.
Yeah.
You don't have to tolerate that. But that's not the same thing as failing to show humanity and compassion.
No, you so modeled leadership and empathy in that moment. Now, how long have you been black?
I was thinking about that the other day, and I was shocked to find since birth.
I knew that you must have extraordinary parents to have created this mythical creature that is Maya Wiley.